Aloha, beautiful souls. How are you all doing, being, shining? Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be diving deeply into the quantum plasma stream, the energy report for the week of Tuesday, May 6th through Tuesday, May 13th. Thank you so much for being here at this time of momentous shift. How was the 5-5 for you all? I feel it was absolutely immense. And I woke up this morning, so it's Tuesday, right? The day that I'm recording this, and I feel like I'm on Friday. Like it feels like Friday in my body and in my mind, and it's showing me a lot of layers of quantum jumping that are happening, a lot of pieces of us that are in the future. And you may have been getting some pieces to see, okay, this is where we need to go. These are the changes we need to make. And I put a little post in the community on YouTube about how we are in this cosmic tide and it could be switching directions for you. It could be realigning you or bringing you back around to another timeline, creating an entirely new one. There's a lot of movement happening right now. And when we are jumping, it's important to know that it's not without grief or pain or feeling bummed that it couldn't have worked out better with all the people involved and the scenarios, the details of the situation. And so it is important to process whatever emotions are rising for you, or fear of change. And the biggest one that I want to talk about this week with the cosmic everything is, we've been talking about this for years, but now it's more important than ever to start to understand and to perceive how the linear mind doesn't work, and needing to know information or more than we're given at any moment. It can lead to madness. It can really be challenging. And then you'll feel exhausted and just like, oh my gosh, I'm just spinning and looping. I'm not getting any information. I'm really in angst here. And now I feel so exhausted. And the linear mind and the way that we used to function, or that we are used to functioning in our consciousness, it really doesn't work anymore. So just keep coming back to the heart in all of this unknown, all of this uncertainty, and also where there is certainty that scares you because it's truth, it's got to happen. So I'm going to get into my notes. Yesterday, the 5-5 was super intense for me. Over the years, I have done portal gate codes for every new numerical or numerological sequence. And they shift, meaning that every year there's more added on. But those gates are open in perpetuity, and then there's just more and more that they are increasing. And so you'll notice, like this year and part of last year, I didn't really feel called to do the energy reports for these, different portals. And there are lots of waves of people that are now doing them, right? So it's interesting as you're sharing information, then where you are called to focus and what to share shifts. And then there are others that are doing what you used to do. It's really cool. So it's just waves and waves. And there were many waves that did it before me, right? It's just interesting to observe that. So I received a lot of downloads yesterday for this week for the 5-5. And I just want to look with you at the numerology. So 5 plus 5 is 10, right? Then we're in a 9 year. So then we have 19. So we add that together and we get 10 again, or 1 and 0, 0, 1. And that's a really important code for resetting and restarting and understanding that whether we want to or not, or I should say our ego wants to or not, we are going into change. We are going into the highest timelines of what is highest aligned for us. And it can be very challenging for where we are fixated, right? Or where our egos are, or where something is really easier for us. And we don't really want to upset the apple cart, but there's no choice. There's no other option but to shift. And this is quantum mechanics. This is the nature of evolution, is change. And oftentimes that can be an initiation, to choose something and say yes to something that scares you because you have to surrender control. But on a higher level of awareness, or a deeper layer, we could say, it's actually the best that you could ever do for yourself. And it's really important to say yes. So just honor yourself through all of these challenging moments and just come into your heart. Just keep coming back into your heart through all the unknown, and one piece at a time, one step at a time. Whole families can be blowing up right now, timelines blowing up and collapsing and shifts happening, people separating, people coming together. This is massive because anything that's not aligned now, it's not going to come with you into the next reality, and you have to just be okay with it. And that's why I say honor your emotional processing, honor where you have attachment, right? And do your cord cutting. So it's a huge process with this. So I'm going to dive in now to the codes that were coming through and try to keep this as succinct as possible. To fixate means to create. So with this 5-5, all of us have been thrust into creator consciousness or God consciousness to start to realize that we're either creating consciously or we're creating in a loop. So we're either creating and it's a dance, and it can be scary because the unknown can be scary to the nervous system, but it's also thrilling and exciting and a lot of creative energy, right? So there are a lot of contrasts now to try to simplify to help you to navigate. Is this fear or love, this thing that I'm going through, witnessing? Am I fixating on something that serves me? So to fixate means to create. Where energy and attention goes, right? Then what do they say? Where attention flows, energy flows, or however, I know you know what I'm saying. Whatever you put your attention on, that's what you're creating now. That's how powerful each of us is. And it can be so subtle and so loud at the same time. I mean, it's pretty amazing and challenging to get our foothold. So one of the big themes with this 5-5, and as the day continued to go on, and I'm seeing more and more of like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is going to happen. Like this piece that I always saw, that it is going to shift. Oh my gosh, and this is going to change people's lives and where they live and all these things. You know, what are you uncreating? So remember, to fixate means to create. So you want to use your mind, your conscious focus, your energy, your emotion with intent, with full presence now, so that you don't have to keep uncreating miscreations. It's really fucking intense, and it's also an amazing divine honor. So we're really entering, all of us, no matter where we are on the path, we're entering into our legacy of the divine human that is integrated and capable and like Jedi, beautiful, working with energy and the higher mind. And this 5-5, it's very important to know, this 5-5 has opened into the 7-7. So it's a direct, almost like you're on the conveyor belt to just boom, projectile launch into the 7-7. And I'm going to get more deeply into what the 7-7 is this year, but just know you got to be so aware of your mind now. This is something I've touched on for years, and we're going deeper and deeper and deeper into what this means and how to be conscious creators. And so essentially, you don't really use your mind anymore. It's to receive information and to share information. We're not analyzing, we're not stewing, we're not trying to push and do this algorithmic like seeking and all of that. It's a very forceful way of navigating our reality. We are to receive information. We are to receive our realities now. And you will also receive the action steps to take. So it's a full body. The heart is the real mind of perceiving instead of thinking way of functioning. And you'll notice you get stuck in your head. We all do it. We all do it because that's how we used to function. And you have to, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I'm exhausted, or maybe you even get a headache from it. You may even feel dizzy or like you're spinning inside of your body. So you want to come back into your heart and breathe and relax and just know that whatever you need to know, it will come to you. And imagine almost like a cosmic Google. You're typing in the question into the cosmos and you will receive the answer. And if you're aligned with your heart frequency and your peace, you'll receive the answer right away. You will receive the answer as you're asking the answer. So this will let you know what frequency you are operating on. If you're in the receptive space to receive the answer as you are asking it, and you may have to take some time to align to receive the answer. It depends on where you are, right? And we're all going through a lot. There's a lot of shift. There's a lot to observe, a lot to feel within. We're feeling the collectives and watching, right? The different layers of consciousness. And then Gaia and the beautiful crystalline grids. And there's just so many layers of information for us to participate. So alignment is number one. And being in your heart frequency is the only way to accurately navigate what your next steps are. And it could be stuff that scares you so much, like, leaving a relationship, leaving a job, and you don't really know the next piece. You just know that's what you have to do. And the old us would have just stayed in situations, you know, and that's just not an option anymore. The realities are collapsing. So as you receive information, trust yourself. And I'm here to support you with expanded seeing in these soul reflector sessions too. If you want support and looking at your charts and just getting that feedback of, is this really what I am to do? All of that, you know, really feeling your way through this. So details for sessions are in the description box below, and I'm running a special for May. So here's some more of these codes too. So to fixate means to create. What are you currently uncreating? And it's important to see that so that you know now how to create consciously and with your full presence. And we're learning, we're making mistakes. It's the whole point. So just know all of us are making tons of mistakes, and we're learning from our mistakes because that's the mastery path, right? As we are seeing what we have to uncreate, we're learning like, oh, I'll never do that again, right? I'll never touch that hot stove again. I got burned. I learned, right? Okay, where do you want to pull in your realities? Pull in your timelines and not repulse or not repel. Very important to look at now with this Pluto energy, pulling in with your divine will and your heart, unified as one. Your divine mind, this is bringing in the diamond codes, pulling in or repelling. And that's where it's so important to see, well, gosh, where are we? Are we getting fixed in our minds on something that's actually, you know, fixating on something that we don't want versus focusing on, fixating on, and pulling in something that is aligned, that we do desire, that we do feel is what is next for us. And you can feel the full body yes of what is for you, right? We had this amazing cosmic alignment of Pluto sextile Venus. Now, for me, my Venus is at 3 degrees Aries. So Pluto has been sextile Venus for me for a while, ever since Pluto has been at 3 degrees of Aquarius. And I have a funny story because I'm looking at these aspects and what this means: Pluto, transformation, alchemy, creation, magnetizing, knowing how to attract, to be a cosmic attractor, to align with your pure power, free of fear, only in love, right? And love is the most powerful form of power and magnetism because it's the electromagnetics of the heart. This is the quantum mechanics. So that's the Pluto energy in its ascended form, ascending your Pluto. And we are also being given the opportunity, all of us, with this sextile, with this amazing conversation happening between Pluto and Venus, to ascend our Venus. So increasing and raising your value, your sense of self, ascending your Venus, your beauty, your money and finances, your relationships. So Pluto coming in is also an atomic force, very nuclear, explosive force. So when we're touching on shifts of people in our lives, you may be experiencing these, oh my gosh, can we evolve our friendship, our partnership, whatever it is? Are they willing to do the work and continue, so we can continue to walk together on the path and support each other and strengthen each other with love leading the way, right? Or it may not be aligned for them right now. It may not be their timing, and then we have to part ways, which can be sad and hard, right? On the human level. And then the galactic level, a lot less emotional. Okay, well, thank you for that. Amazing. Maybe we'll weave paths again. I'm going to keep going. I'll see you. I love you. Bye. This Pluto sextile Venus is a huge deal. So I'm curious to know how you all felt on the 5-5 and are continuing to feel. We talked about how the 5-5 was a 19 or 10 or 0-1. So it's all about, what are you programming in? This amazing binary code with your consciousness being the programmer, right? Remember, the universe doesn't hear a no. It only hears a yes. So whatever you're fixating on, which is either, for you or opposing to you, you are creating it. These are these cosmic numerical codes that are providing us with the opportunity of a massive cosmic reset right now. So you want to take that 0-1 and you want to turn the switch on and off, on and off, on and off, to reset your consciousness. Choose to perceive, to be as your highest self in your heart in every moment. So maybe write some Post-its, put a rubber band around your wrist or whatever, like set reminders, I am the I am my highest self. I am my heart. I am a giant, powerful, beautiful, beaming, glowing heart. That's who I am. Find ways to write the words that work for you to just snap you back into that state. Are you pulling in your highest timelines or are you repelling them? So watch your mind and the quality of your thoughts. The magnetics, they're harsh now. They don't give a fuck. Our universe doesn't give a fuck how our smaller self, how our human ego feels about things. It's time to step up and into our glory and what we really came here to be and who we came here to do the work with now. So it can feel psychologically violent to be ripped, having these ripping apart of realities. But that only happens when we weren't paying attention or we weren't willing to make the changes, right? And that's all part of the learning experience too. Just know all of us go through this, right? That's part of making mistakes so that we learn. So I'm trying to share, that the magnetics are really potent, and wherever you are is perfect. You have everything that you need. Just keep going. The magnetics are very important to master now through pure presence, meditation, being here fully anchored and unified in your body. And the fastest way is to just inhale, exhale, come into your breath, right? Put your hands on your chest. You can feel, yes, I'm here in my body. Affirm, I'm here, I'm landing in my body, right? Because the energy is moving so fucking fast. And this channel on YouTube serves as a library. So there's breath work here. There's all kinds of embodiment practices and techniques. And there's a lot of free goodies and paid on the Mystery School to support you in your embodiment. That's what this is all about, is all of us are now getting thrust into, hey, guess what? You came here on this planet for this time of shift. That is an incredible shift of the ages to embody your soul into your body and to be a light being. So you don't have a choice. So it's time, So it's like they're really harsh. Like, get with the program. You're going to suffer until you do, right? But all of us still have the free will to choose. With how strong these electromagnetics are, it's easy to get caught up in looping and getting totally mental. And when we talk about how this 5-5 was a portal opening to just get, zooming through the wormhole into the 7-7 in July, we will see people who do not know how to center themselves, who do not yet know that they have so much more access to expanded consciousness than they may realize, right? Or those around them have ever told them. You could see those who don't know themselves, who don't know who they really are, go totally insane now. And this is happening with the 7-7. Uranus moves into Gemini. So if you look at my work on this channel, I encourage you to go back and look at any time I talk about Uranus and how Uranus has been in Taurus since 2017, 2018. And I was guided to assist everyone to support their physical body, their light body, and start to get ready for really high voltage coming in. Because people that don't know how to ground this energy through their bodies, running it up and through and down and through a lot of these different energy management mastery systems, they're going to have a really hard time. And all of you out there who are listening, who are here to assist others through this shift, you're going to get really busy with counseling people, consulting people, just being a kind listener for them. Whether you do this professionally or out there, out on the trail, wherever you are, you're going to be the one, or in the grocery store, you're going to be the one holding it down. Or at the four-way stop, you're not necessarily directly talking to anybody, but you're stabilizing the grid with your own energy to assist in that city. So we're really going to be taking everything to the next level. And, we're going to see a lot of people get swept up in the current, not yet knowing how to slow down inside. So this is truly Jedi time now, so that we can wield these energies as masters, anchored, grounded into our highest consciousness and our divine mind, heart and will linked up as one giant chakra vortex. So we must prepare now. I ask you, please take it seriously. Must prepare for the 7-7 for mental fortitude, meaning that we have holding the diamond mind or the divine mind now as our point of perception instead of the ego or fearful mind. So how this can look, our mind can obsess with wanting to know, right? Looking for results or wanting the other timeline to come in before this one, before we're willing to even close this one. And that's not always how it works. So you could be fixating on, wanting to know, looking for the results. The results aren't here yet. You feel the shift inside. You're like, well, where is it? How come nothing's changing? I don't have it yet, or the conditional. All I need is this. It's just one thing. Once this happens, then I can relax. Then I'll feel good about myself. Nope. Deeper layers of the illusion being ripped away from us. So the challenge is to embrace unconditional happiness and peace, contentment, abundance, unity consciousness, because that is the truth of your energy, the beauty of the light of the soul that you are here on the planet. All you have to do is say yes to who you really are and trust and just turn that love, that divine love, in on yourself. I love myself. I am one with Source, right? And keep affirming and keep remembering that expanded sense of self, and you will have infinite resources to draw from. So that's really the mastery, is remembering who we are and functioning from that place. And it's hard. Everything that isn't that is going to come up with a vengeance, right? So we might have really tough challenges with how it all looks, where you're like, God, it is just, how can it get any worse, you know? And you want to ask, how can it get any better than this? Keep asking that. How can it get better? You know, so how it looks, if it looks really bad right now, so to say, quote unquote bad, it's to extract every drop of lack from within you. So you want to reflect, you want to stop looping. And this is a really funny one that my universe gave me yesterday. They said, okay, you're at the restaurant. Stop looking at the menu and saying what you don't want on the menu. The waiter is looking at you, and the waiter, him or her, you know, cosmic source, universe, is like, oh, can I take your order? Right? And you're like, well, I don't like this. Oh, God, I don't want that. I don't want that. And the universe is like, stop ordering shit you don't want off the menu. That's not how it works. So this is creator consciousness. Keep ordering what you want off the menu. Be present. So what we are thinking or focusing on, are we being, you know, fixating on something? Are we looping a story, repeating the same crap, and just not saying the opposite, or just basically turning around to face the opposite, right? So rather than fixating on what we don't want, what we don't like, what makes us uncomfortable, whatever, you have to flip it. It takes everything. So this is the pole flip inside of us, and you do it piece by piece, cell by cell. So you could be whirling around again, like, oh my God, I'm back at the same theme again. Like, really? You know, so just remember, it's so much fun to just imagine yourself. You're at the cosmic, heavenly, divine restaurant. You're sitting down at the table, and you are all the pieces, by the way. It's your restaurant. You're the waiter. You're you and your guests at the table. And look at the waiter and say, oh my gosh, I would love this. I would love that. Oh, that would be amazing. I would love to order this, right? And then the timeline of it, all of that, that's none of our responsibility to know or to focus on or to look for. How come it's not here yet? I keep ordering it and it's not here yet. Universe is like, because you keep looking for it and you keep noticing, quote unquote, that it's not here yet. So we are to stay anchored in this creative force of flow, of ordering, of asking, of being open. And there's a lot of Imagineering here. There's a lot of living in the paradise frequency, heaven on earth frequency inside of ourselves, being completely detached from the results. And that's the hardest part, I would say. So if you are in a space where it's like, okay, wow, you know, my car is breaking down, I'm negative in my accounts, I don't have a way to pay for my car repair, it just doesn't feel very good. You know, what is happening? The universe is trying to ground you, slow you down, stop you, assist you for a sacred pause to see where you don't like any of that, where you have any lack or separation, meaning that we're just putting too much energy on how much we don't like something versus putting consciously way more energy, investing way more energy and focus and emotion in what we appreciate. So a lot of us are just learning. It's just the pole shift. You just flip it. And there's a ancient yogic practice. So just know all of this magnetic, all of this pole flipping inside, this is all of our Pluto. This is us ascending our Pluto, our divine will, our divine magnetism to attract that which is highest aligned, right? And again, it's not coming from the ego. It's coming from your heart and your desires. And, you know, what is highest aligned? Require higher. Everyone deserves a lovely, peaceful home, right, to operate out of and to be able to relax and recharge. And, you know, so what are the priorities? What are your basic needs that you would love in this higher timeline now? Or maybe you have all those bases covered. And next, you want to get into the creative mode and you just feel like, I feel so blocked from my creativity, right? And you want to foster more creativity. And so then it's like, okay, well, stop focusing on how upset you are at feeling blocked. Just flip it. So because this is part of the ascension process, this has been how humans operate and evolve for millennia. The ancient rishis have this concept, and you can look it up and look at different ways of learning about this, but it's called Pratipaksha Bhavanam. Pratipaksha Bhavanam, meaning, okay, flip between the extremes, flip between the poles. So imagine you're holding a stick in your hand. There's two ends of that stick. One end of the stick is, you're focusing on the negative. The other end is fully positive. So you want to ping pong until you find that middle point. You want to find the neutrality, the center point. So this is working with the Pluto to assist you to ascend your Pluto and connect your divine will with your heart and your root and all of this. So we're learning to see both extremes and feel, run it through the body. How does it feel? What's the truth? What's not it anymore, to find the middle. So we are learning how to master and to no longer be fooled by duality. And the reason that this is such a key is that as we are now, like I said, we are careening towards, like flying in our spaceships, rocketing towards the 7-7 energy. When Uranus, God consciousness, super high voltage frequencies, it's been in Taurus this whole time now, since 2017, 2018, which is the body and earth, supply chains, systems, all the things that we're seeing shift, right? Every system that humans created is shifting on the earthly plane. And on the 7-7 of July, 7-7, July 7th, Uranus is going into Gemini, which is duality, the twins, right and left brain, nervous system, communication, all kinds of energies that have to do with how we receive and transmit information. So it's going to be really important that we assist people, whether it's learning how to meditate, learning how to breathe and explore possibilities, stretching the mind now, stretching our reality, stretching our energy as well. So much expansion is happening. And Val and I are in the Bliss Activators portal. That is still an opportunity for men and women to get into your creative energy, find healthy and beautiful outlets for yourself that are creative, and to realize that there's no separation between being an artist that's painting or sculpting or recording music and those of us that are creating ourselves. We are becoming. We are the creation. You are the creation. You are the art, right? And your heart, so there's the word art in the word heart, right? So your heart, your love, you're constantly recreating ourselves. It's important to know. So it's when we open this whole discussion today with fixation, right? And so we are learning how to not be as fixated and to be more fluid, because we are in a consistent evolution of shift and change and growth, more information coming in, more light coming in, and this adjusts how we see, how we perceive, how we function, what decisions we make, where do we go from here, right? So this is one of the biggest weeks of the year. I wish you all an amazing experience. This channel is a micro channel, and I appreciate you sharing this. I appreciate your feedback and your comments, because we want to support at these times of shift. These are major times, and it's the most, I think, thrilling and exciting, but also challenging, right? So the whole gamut of the emotional experience is here, right? From fear and terror to absolute just, bringing you to your knees with feeling so much love from the universe pouring down. And all you have to do is open up and just, I'd like to feel my love, And the biggest piece is to continue to blast ourselves with that love. Fill your cup and let it overflow into your reality to touch everyone around you. So thank you so much for your participation and for tuning in, and wishing you all an amazing week. I look forward to seeing you, Annette and I, tomorrow, episode 11 for Ascension in the Raw, live at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. We're going to be talking about children and animals and nature on the Ascension journey, which is going to be such a lovely and heartwarming topic of discussion. And we'll have some goodies from Val and I. Everything I mentioned today is all in the description box below. If you're interested in the Diamond Path, starting to get ready for June and July, I do have an incredible Diamond Mastery course, which shares all about the pure divine diamond mind, which is where we're linking all the chakras of our body to become the unified chakra, using the diamond as the metaphor where, oh yeah, we're going through immense pressure, right? And how are diamonds made? Well, they're in the dark, they can't see, right? And it's a complete transformation under pressure with heat in the dark, from carbon to crystalline, from carbon to diamantine, which means to be made of diamond, right? So that is available if you would like to enjoy that. And I have a special on sessions. They're only $144. So I would love to support you. I just thank you again so much, and congratulations, because this is a whole level of initiation and graduation for us. So just sending you lots of love and support. And remember to smile to yourself and to bless yourself and your whole reality, everything and everyone around you, and just stay in that frequency of, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, because you are in many, many ways. Remove the conditions as to why you're not blessed and look at where you are, and allow that energy to open more and more portals, more doors for you in your life experience. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.